Hello gamers, hello, good evening, and welcome to the broadcast. We got your post-university Eagles here tonight. It's Overwatch 2 versus Trent University. Trent is currently sitting number 2 in the standings. This is the last week of play here at the NECC as well. So, post-university, they have a chance to make the playoffs, right? Only the top 4 teams in each of the divisions makes the playoffs. But what has to happen tonight is Post University has to get a win, and I believe either Clark or Pace has to take an L in order for Post University to make it into the playoffs. So we all got our fingers crossed here. Trent University, this is going to be a tough opponent. They've only taken one loss, and that was to the current number 1 in their division, Assumption University. So keep your fingers crossed. Let's cheer on your post-university Eagles as we get started here on Ilios.
Round 1, capture the objective.
And we'll be post starting off here on the red tonight. Trent University going to be in the yellow. And I don't know if I've talked about this, but I am colorblind, so that is why you are seeing these color combinations on here. So appreciate you all understanding that. We're going to go ahead and see how the first fight is going. Ursodiumlvl already takes out Haitian, who looks like they dived in a little bit too aggressively. Now Multikel is able to get onto the point and start causing a little bit of problems. They're really putting a lot of pressure onto the Winston right now, trying to keep Winston from getting anything done. But in the meantime, Winston did take Krystal out. But Post University actually able to rally, get the kills that they need. And as long as these last few staggers are cleaned up, they will get the point first. So now the big threat that Post University is going to need to look out for is going to be Oscar. Oscar is about 70% to that overclock dragon. Jumps in. That's going to push back several of the characters, but the bubble is already gone. So Post University has an opportunity here to push forward. Drago jumping in once again, looking pretty aggressive. They're going to be pushed back by Multikel, who has opted to start punching their way through this squad. Krystal once again takes a little too much damage, gonna be taken back to spawn. Tree comes out as well, this time from Vero to try and keep the rest of the team alive. 40% and counting, so even if this fight doesn't go their way, Post University is gonna be feeling great about the amount of capture percentage that they have, but this is enough time for their team to get back. Shapeshifter is able to take out Vero, so this could be difficult for Post University. Now Krystal's on their way back. Ursodiumlvl now on their way back. Krystal is back into the fight. Multikel, in the meantime, gotten a couple of kills. Sound barrier comes in this time for Trent University. That's going to allow them to try and make a difference here. Multikel does eventually fall in. With that, Krystal throws themselves onto the point to see if they can just eke out a little bit more capture percentage. But Vero says, no, let's get back. Time to regroup. So, Post University has several ultimates now in the bank. Sodium is going to have Bob, which could be huge, right? That could put a lot of pressure on point. It's going to probably push out Drago, or at least force Primal out, and potentially even get a kill. Drago jumps in pretty hard. Elle's going to fall to Beboop, rather. In the meantime, Multikel falling back to try and put some more pressure on the Winston, but at this point, Drago is actually getting a whole lot of value. So I think Post University needs to see if they can find a way to kind of mitigate that. But they're sitting on 4 ultimates right now. Elle has an opportunity to get this nano boost out. Let's see who she decides to put it onto. In the meantime, though, a couple of picks coming in again. Sleep goes out just to try and see if they can get a good escape here for Multi. But in the meantime, Trent University has done a phenomenal job of just keeping Post at bay, not even letting them kind of get close to point, not even really letting them prepare. So I think Post University might have to expend a couple of ultimates here just to try and get to point. And there we go. We see Monkey jumping in one more time onto Sodium. They probably got oh no, they've already used Primal, so that's going to be a boon here for Post University. They should be able to push in. In fact, Krystal's trying to do just that, but Elle takes a lot of damage. Dragolex able to get that finishing blow onto them. 70% now on the board here for Trent, and with Post University falling again, this is looking a little bit rough here. Post University needs to find a way to kind of crack through, and Multikel has just done that. Multikel has found 1 kill, and in fact, Vero has planted a tree on point. Shapeshifter taking a lot of damage right now, but Post University, they have the ultimates online, putting a lot of pressure down. Oscar now trying to keep the point alive here for Trent University, but a big tack visor coming out from Hashin is causing some problems here. Bob's going to take them out, though, so all hope is not lost for Post University. Shapeshifter now going down low, up on the high ground there, but unable to get anything done is Post University. They flip the point, though. Sound Barrier comes in, but Post University still having a lot of trouble staying alive right now. Bebo putting in a lot of damage here. Vero's almost back with the Kiriko. They're going to be able to get the touch to keep the point alive, but everybody just gets picked off when they get to point. So, great showing, but the first sub-map is going to go to Trent. And one big thing I have to compliment Trent on is just kind of the relentless pressure that they were putting on Post University early on, right? A lot of times with the dive composition, you see this very frequently with a Wrecking Ball composition as well. Not quite as frequently with a Winston composition, but you want to try and take your fights before the enemy team is ready for them. And so a lot of times when you're playing some of these compositions, you're taking fights in places where you're just not used to, right? You haven't practiced taking fights there. You haven't set up situations there. And so I think that was a little bit of what happened there to Post University is Trent just really got the jump on them and made it just difficult for them to get to point with kind of that unrelenting pressure. So moving on to another map, we got the Reinhardts out this time. This is a very brawly point. Trent's going to get there just a little bit quicker. They were to get their TP up and going, but oh, look at this TP onto the point. Unfortunately, Krystal's going to fall almost immediately. Big charge coming out, though, from Multikel, and a swing of the hammer takes down one more, but Multikel's taking a lot of damage here. It's just Vero trying to keep them alive right now, and Vero is just about out of the healing juice, as you can see. Able to get another bubble out, though, so that's going to provide a little bit of staying power. Another charge comes in. Multikel takes out Haitian. Just one player on the point. That's going to be one of the supports. Multikel goes down, though, so now it's just up to Vero, but the point is in favor of Post University. But at this point, Dragolex is back. So, Post gets the point, but the first fight goes to Trent. Big thing, though, is because of that huge charge off the map, Multikel already has an Earth Shatter ready to go, so this is going to need to be big. We're absolutely looking for an opportunity to kind of break into this, but so much damage is going into Multi's shield right now that Multi's going to be forced to kind of rotate, see if they can find another way to point and also just kind of recharge that shield. In the meantime, though, Vero's down. They go ahead and they take the TP up to the point. You can see Reaper trying to push them off the high ground, but instead, Post is actually able to hold up here for a minute, hoping that maybe Vero can get back to the point. She's almost back. It's another TP up on the high ground. Multikel taking a lot of damage. Vero's just about back, and we can see there's a healing orb coming through. Another big charge off the point. There goes Reinhardt once again, but Sodium able to take one down as well. It's going to be a 2v2 here on point. Haitian comes in with a Death Blossom. Sodiumlvl tries to get something done, but falls just at the last moment. So, Post University, a great attempt right there. Just unable to quite get it done. And again, Post University kind of sitting on these ultimates, right? This was the same thing that we saw last time. They're just having a hard time kind of getting to the point and getting an opportunity to use those ultimates. So they might have to use them a little bit more proactively, a little bit more aggressively. Let's see how they try and approach the point this time. They do have the ultimate advantage here, so if they can find a way to make that work in their favor, that's going to be great. Sodium takes out Shapeshifter. That's huge. Elle goes in, pops the rally. It's a big stun onto Dragolex. They've taken a lot of damage. Shatter from Dragolex does land, but it doesn't matter because Multikel kept standing. 85% on the board. They throw out their Shatter. They're going to be able to charge Haitian out of the point, out of the immortality field, as it were, but they lose their life as a consequence, and the point flips back over. Now Post University in a tough position here. Sodium has the Riptide ready to go, but you can see them dueling Shapeshifter up on the high ground here. Shapeshifter's aware. They're going to try and drop to the point. Are they able to? No! They can't get the concussive blast back onto the point. And with that, Trent University, we have one player, Krystal. She's on point, but she's not going to be able to get it done. Trent University takes an early lead here, 1-0. And I have to say, one of the things that I think is causing the most issues right now for Post is just how proactively Trent is taking these fights. Post University needs to find a way to do the same thing, or at least to kind of meet them before the fight and make sure they either get to point or they punish them for playing so far forward. So let's see how Post University is going to do, how they're going to rally as we move on to map number 2. Going to take a short break while they get that ready. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the broadcast. We are here in Kings Row for game number 2 between Trent University and Post University. Currently, Post University sitting at 0-1 right now, hoping to keep their playoff hopes alive with a need. They have to have a win here tonight. Either Clark or Pace has to lose as well. So, it is possible. We're hoping it's going to happen. But first, they got to get through Trent, who has only taken one loss this season. Again, to the current #1 team. So, it's going to be a brawl all day here on Kings Row. You know it, you love it. It's going to happen. So, Multikel this time breaking out the battle cattle. Arissa to lead the charge, lead the way. Going which direction, where to go. Eats a lot of damage there with a javelin spear. Because Blast, though, knocks him for just a little bit, but that's okay. They want to run around this Mondada statue here. They're going to try and stabilize here, but unfortunately, Krystal goes down. Elle falls shortly thereafter, so Post University forced to back up a little bit. Sodium tries to get something going here, but they meet their maker as well. So Post University is sent back into spawn. And Multikel, oh, brutal. So low, so close, but not quite the spawn. So nice kind of aggressive push there from Trent. One thing that I like that they're doing too, as soon as they smell blood in the water, they kind of they just descend upon the team, if you will. We're gonna see Krystal. Yeah, Krystal's breaking out the Torbjorn again. Love to see it. Rid of that trap. Was a good thing to do. Really considering I'm Panda is about 60% of the way to their ultimate. Could be pretty terrifying. Elle's gonna hope to try and get that, get their send this up soon. Big pick though coming out from Sodium, gonna take out the other Junkrat. So now Post University needs to move quickly. They need to try and take this fight. Dragolex goes down very low. The Discord orb there from Elle helping out tremendously, getting the work done. What a shot from Elle, sniping off the head of B-Boop on the wall. That is not an easy shot to make. I am glad we caught that one. So Post University took them about 2 minutes, but they get the first point, and honestly, that's a pretty great time. You're gonna be happy about that if you're Post, especially considering you're able to take a lot of space here. And Multikel back on the Sigma. Multikel's just phenomenal on the Sig. Love watching Kel play this hero. And trying to punish this Junkrat now. They're very low. Are they going to be able to get the kill? They do. Sodium also finds one onto B-Boop. So this is big, especially because the card's getting ready to move now. Those picks came at just about the perfect time, because that means that, yeah, we're going to see Multikel and the rest of the Post University Eagles. They're going to be able to get up to at least this corner right here, bookshop. So, before Trent is able to kind of regroup. Yeah, we can see the rest of the team coming back here. So Trent's got a lot in their pocket though. I think one of the big things here is going to be Oscar with that Blizzard and Panda with the Riptire. So again, Vero actually is going to want to hold on to this Suzu for one of those. And in addition, Elle desperately needs to, yeah, perfect. Elle has that. Trent sends us up in just the nick of time. Multikel able to get a kill. Ursodiumlvl finds one as well. And Post University is just cruising through Kings Row right now. Love to see it, chat. Love to see it. So let's talk about this next fight now, because Post University was able to kind of handle and sustain through a couple of those ults coming out, right? The Window and the Blizzard. But right now, they're going to be looking at a Shatter, a Riptire. They're going to have Sound Barrier too. So Post University needs to make sure that this Molten Core from Krystal hits. They're going to want to try and bait out, I think, the Sound Barrier early. That way the team can't really stay on point. A lot of damage going into that shield, and they just burst the team down. Immortality Field comes out, but it's not going to matter because Post University just puts their foot down. But except Excel Frost coming in huge right here for Trent. So in fact, they do get the hold here. Post University had a great early lead, but what a rally. Gotta give it up for the team in yellow here. So Post University, unfortunately, they expended a lot of their ultimates here, so they're gonna be looking for a way to kind of even the playing field in the neutral fight. Sodium is just about ready to get another Riptire, so that could be what they're kind of hanging their hopes on. But a big thing is B-Boop held on to that Sound Barrier, which could be catastrophic for Post University. So let's see how they handle it. Sodium trying again, just throwing in spam damage right now, which is what you want to do. You want to get that Riptire because you know it's one of your win conditions, and if you could put pressure onto that again, onto that Lucio. That's what you want to be doing. Excel Frost already has their window back, which is huge. Big pick once again, but the window is up, so Post University having to stay back. Oscar gets the pick onto Krystal too, so it's a 1-for-1, 1 DPS down for each squad, and the respawns are going to be there a little bit quicker here for Trent University. Sodium looking for an opportunity to use this tower, just can't quite get the jump up onto the high ground there, which they want to do so they can try and stay safe when they want to use it. They find a way up onto the high ground. They're going to drop in, I think, or either just maybe back out and hide for now, as Vero does fall, so the rest of the team needs to regroup. Come over here and hang out on the Widow Stoop for a minute while Post University regroups. In addition to, so this is given a lot of time for Post University to get back some ultimates, but we're getting close to last fight territory. We're either at 1 or 2, just kind of depends on how quickly Post University and Trent can resolve this one. So Blizzard comes in, Multikel trying desperately to stay alive. Big transcendence though from Elle. The Riptire is massive. They're gonna be able to get a couple, and look at that, they get around the corner just in time. There's a 2-player advantage here, I think, for Post University. Nice job getting the Diva up into the air. They know that the self-destruct is gone, so the kills are gonna come in, and Post University will get to see third. They get back in time. I can't believe it, chat. I didn't think it was actually going to happen. So the sound barrier is there, but Multikel is able to take out Oscar. Are they going to be able to get through all that damage in time? Panda finds Vero, though. That's devastating. 10 seconds left to go here. Diva charging into the back line, trying to get a pick onto Elle, but Elle's holding on strong. Multikel doing everything they can to keep the point alive right now. Elle goes down. That's unfortunate. There's another amplification matrix up from Frost. Frost is just doing so much damage here. Sodium finds one, but there's not going to be anybody left on the point. So Post University, they get stopped at the 11th hour by a phenomenal sound barrier and rally from Trent.
0 to 1. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Take a quick tour through King's Row. Yeah, it is called Bookshop. A lot of books around here. And a newspaper. The Daily. Can't quite read it.
Ready for battle.
All right, Post University. They have set a pretty solid win condition here for themselves. Post University has consistently looked very good on King's Row all season. It's been great. Both squads, both of the Post University squads, I think, have really been able to kind of like anchor themselves in King's Row, right? And that's led to a lot of success for both squads. Not a whole lot of changes in terms of what we're running out on.
It's going to get interesting.
I was going to be back on the Zenyatta, and I've loved watching Elle as well this season on the Zenyatta. She's been fantastic. Is such a deadly presence in the backline is Zenyatta. Look at that, charging up for the potential sniper. Love that. A Discord orb on the Baptiste in the backline, who again, that's not a bad idea. The Baptiste actually might be one of the big people that you want to take out. Big immortality field though is going to take out, keep their tank alive, and unfortunately, because Multikel charged in, they were in a little too much danger and they were taken down. So Trent University going to be able to cap this point fairly quickly. So now Post University, fortunately, because of the nature of the way this fight went, is either going to have, I don't think they're going to have an opportunity to contest, but what they will get is they will get this Arches hold, which is huge. If you lose the first point on King's Row relatively quickly, you can frequently find a way to kind of hang out up here. But one thing they're gonna have to watch out for is Oscar in that high ground. Might be a job for the short king turret right here. Krystal on the Torbjorn. B-Boop takes out Vero. That is unfortunate because now the only heals coming in are going to be from Elle. So Multikel actually charges in again. B-Boop takes out Elle this time as well. So just going to be able to get a little bit of ult charge there. But in the meantime, Trent University has found a way to kind of crack through that first defense. So now Post University is going to get a hold right here. And they may as well have to back it up to this point too, right until the end. So this is the do or die time here for Post University on King's Row. They need this hold. They don't want to go down 2-0. They didn't want to put Post, or rather Trent, on match a point. But with an early pick like that onto Sodium, things are looking a little bit rough. Multikel's opted to go over to the Zarya now. Hoping maybe a little extra damage going into this Sigma can do what they need to do. Holding on to both bubbles right now, which is smart. There comes the kinetic grasp. Vero's already down. Bubble going to be used to try and keep themselves alive, but that card's getting awfully close. Multikel goes down. There's just inches to go. Can anyone get to point? Soldier sprints there at the last moment, but Trent has made it 2-0. And Post University hanging on for dear life. They got to make the reverse sweep in order to make this happen. But let's take a peek at Sodium, because Sodium, again, I love their Junkrat all season. Let's see what they get in this play right here. Gonna be nice taking out two key pieces of the puzzle for Trent. But we're gonna throw it to a break. We're gonna let Post University shake it out, get some water, do what they need to do. But don't worry, we'll be back soon, hopefully with 3 more games. Don't go anywhere. See you soon. Hello everybody and welcome back to the match. Hello Post Esports, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome. We're here in game number 3. Currently the Post University Eagles down by 2, fighting to keep those playoff hopes alive tonight. Fortunately their destiny is not fully under their control here. They have to get a win first off, but they also have to hope that either Clark or Pace takes an L tonight, because only the top 4 teams in the division gonna get to the playoffs. So they're down 0-2. We're hoping for a big rally here. Let's give them some love and support in chat here today, everybody, as we get ready to see what's gonna happen on New Junk City. It's gonna be, once again, the Post University Eagles in the red.
4, 3, 2.
As we get ready to roll out here, Multikel gonna opt for the Zarya this time around. Krystal once again. Nice TP. Try and get him to point quickly. They're actually going to go for the low ground approach here. Try and post up onto point. That's going to be great because it prevents Trent from getting a lot of positional advantage here, right? Trent isn't able to kind of set up their own turrets on point. That's exactly what Krystal is going to be trying to do right now, is getting those turrets up, making sure that's difficult for anyone, especially someone like I Am Panda, to try and get in and cause some chaos on the backline. But speaking of the backline, in the meantime, Excel Frost has taken out Ursodiumlvl, so just continues to show that they are a DPS support player, as the point is going to be initially captured by Trent. Oh, and Multikel is actually getting stalked here. This could be bad, yeah. That's going to be a big stagger there. And staggering is something you really need to try and avoid when you're playing on a flashpoint, because that capture percentage ticks up really fast. Speaking of ticking up really fast, though, Krystal's over halfway to a wall. So, Krystal, she was getting in a ton of damage, right? Through those turrets, through that beam that just gets charged up as time goes on. Elle trying to duel, I believe, Excel Frost right now. Actually, I Am Panda over on the flank, too, so that's going to be something that Post needs to watch out for. That's going to be nice. Multikel gets a little bit of charge there off of those turrets, but they're going to be forced to back out as well. Trent University actually tried to come in and chase. That's going to be a Coalescence coming out as well. Big wall coming in from Krystal, but it's not going to stop that beam from doing anything. Big Suzu as well, but again, just the extra damage coming in from that Coalescence from Trent, just going to be too much. This Trent team is just a very tightly coordinated squad, and Post University just having a hard time finding any kind of a chip in the armor, really. But this flashpoint is going to be fairly close for both teams to get to when it does open up. But it is going to be Trent who's going to get there first. You see Krystal looking for an opportunity here for a TP. Oh, gets knifed. Selfrost able to finish them off too, so that's going to be an early advantage here for Trent, and they're just going to push it forward as fast as they can. Elle trying desperately to keep their team alive. Vero has to gets a little bit split from the squad, but is able to use their fade to get out of trouble. Multikel now taking a lot of damage as well. Big Death Blossom comes in from I Am Panda. The headshot from Elle does take them out, but not before the damage is done, and in the meantime, Trent's falling back, the rest of the team, to try and capture the point. And Krystal actually just not letting this go. Krystal has a vendetta here, wants to get a kill, but just not able to make it happen. So 50% on the board. Most likely this is going to be last fight 2 here on this point. They happen very, very quickly. So Post University needs to make sure that they get this capture. They got a lot of tools to do it with, and one of the big people I'm going to be watching is Vero with his Coalescence here. That's just about to come online, especially if they can get a nice Graviton Surge with it. Grab Call could be big. Let's see if they can make it happen. Yeah, that is exactly. But a big TP from Trent takes them out of it. They do get 1 kill. Multikel finds another. It's going to be 2 or 3 now on the board, as Sodium is here on the Pharah now, able to get a couple rockets into the ground and flip the point to Post.
My ultimate
So Post University gonna need to win a couple here. I love that Sodium has this barrage now too. If Sodium can play this kind of sneaky, this could be really, really big. And I think sneaky is gonna be the name of the game. They're gonna have to do just that. But Oscar's got a wall too, so I think that needs to be watched out for. You don't want to you know, start your barrage and then have a wall appear in front of your place that blows yourself up. Dragolex as well has this rampage, so Elle's gonna need to be really, really good about their Suzu here. Another big coalescence coming out. There's the Suzu, but Shapeshifter still gets Krystal, and the anti-nate hits as well. So Shapeshifter just continues to be a menace. Here comes Sodium with that barrage. Only found one though, and with that flip, Post University actually might get one more fight if they're able to kind of regroup here, but they need to make sure that they don't get staggered, and I Am Panda is looking to do just that right now. Multikel swaps over to the US at 93% on the board. Somebody's got to touch it. I don't know if anybody's going to be close enough, so Post University decides to let it go. Got to get 3 points here to keep it alive, Post University. So, point number 3, can they make it happen? Krystal has this wall ready to go. Elle swapped over, of course, to the Mercy. Gonna give that pocket to Sodium, try and get that barrage up and ready to go. Try to focus on Excelfrost right now, who's getting very close to a rush too. Reaper now. Forced to fade out. That's actually really, really big for Post University. That means that likely Trent's not going to be able to push too hard here. Dragolex taking it kind of slow, and yeah, that's an opportunity. There we go. We got a couple picks on the ball. Oscar sees it. If they can find one, Vero finds one. Sodium is there though. In the meantime, able to clean things up, and Post University gets control. And crucially, Krystal able to hold on to that wall, which I think is going to be pretty beneficial for them. Post University needs to regroup quickly, though, because Trent is almost already back done. They do get here just in the nick of time. Elle's going to have that Valkyrie coming up soon as well. Vero sitting on, waiting for this coalescence. Could be big. Oh, the Death Blossom goes in. It finds Krystal. That's unfortunate because they had the wall that was ready to go. So that Death Blossom, even though it was just one pick, did what it needed to do. Post University did get Kitsune rush out though, so that's big. I don't think that Trent necessarily needed to use that ultimate. Sodiumlvl trying desperately to stay alive here, and Elle keeping up with them. With the Valkyrie, are they going to be able to make it out just barely? And that is very good. Post University is kind of in a great position right here. If Multikel can get a nice Terra Surge right here, they can pull everybody in for a barrage from Sodiumlvl. So it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. Here they come. Big Suzu. Wall comes in. 2 kills, though, onto Post University. Post University able to get 1. So they're only down by 1, but Oscar finds Mercy as well. So Post University going to be forced to try one more time, and one more time is all there is, chat. They have to win this next fight. We see Post University already setting up kind of close. Krystal has this wall that could be used to get them in, get them close to point, because that's going to be the big thing. They have to touch here. 80% and counting. So yeah, we see this wall going out right now so they can kind of duck and dodge. That's a nice TP to point as well. Big brain right there from Krystal to keep that alive. But Multikel goes down. This is terrifying for Post University. Oscar's fallen though for the other side. So it's going to be 1 for 1 every single way. 2 players for each. Krystal gets a pair from beyond. Shapeshifter finds one though. Sodiumlvl is purple at the moment, trying to stay alive, but they're unable to. Is there anybody left on point? Vero, the sole survivor at the moment. Can Multikel get onto point to keep Post hopes alive? 92% and counting. They're gonna need to use the spin to get the point. They make it in the nick of time. Shapeshifter caught sitting on the job. They're able to get back. Can they stay alive long enough for the rest of the team to get there? Mercy is there, but she goes down. She had the Valk. It was ready to go. Far as here, layering in rockets, but they're gonna have to touch. They do in the nick of time. Vero in with the coalescence as well, but she is destroyed. She is mitigated, and Trent University takes the match.
Play of the game.
And yeah, Shapeshifter on the Moira. The Moira and the there was another DPS from Trent who was just absolutely phenomenal tonight. Everybody played their hearts out. Unfortunately, sorry, that Post University will not make the playoff berth. Love watching this team this fall. It's been an absolute pleasure being with Post University for a year and a half now, I think, casting for you. So, GG's. Thank you all so much for having me in. Best of luck when we get to the spring split. And yeah, best of luck to the other squad too. Glad to see all the support and all the love here in chat for everybody here at Post University. So thank you all so much. GG's, and see you next time.